that thing is never going to, it's going to go up, it's going to keep going. It's the rarest baseball card. It's a piece of Americana.
What are some of the high cards that have Benchwarmer, like how high have they gone? Who's been on the card?
I want to go back to Betty Page because that's something that's, it bothers me that she passed away because I did this.
But sadly though, because she passed away, it's probably going to go up.
Yes,
right.
And I take no pleasure in that because
exactly.
They were valuable while she was alive. The bottom line is that the Betty Page card sold for $1,200 while she was alive. One of the rare ones that we did. She didn't sign a lot of things. And I created these cards. Again, she only signed 100 cards for us total. That's it. So they were found 1 in 10 cases of one of our products.
Unbelievable.
And I'm proud to say that I think I created the most valuable Betty Page collectible.
Because it's only 100.
Right.
And what's the price you said you've heard on them lately?
One just sold for $700.
But you know what? Now that she passed away, 2 days ago?
It's going to go up.
She passed away, on Thursday?
It's going to go. I remember walking down in the promenade. There used to be a guitar collectible shop, and there was a Kurt Cobain guitar, and I would always see that up there. And this is before he killed himself. And I remember, 2 days after, I looked. I'm like, "Where's the Cobain guitar?" And they're like, "No,
long gone, buddy.
No, we're pulled. That's in a safe now."
It goes into all collectibles. I have a Star Trek litho that had the whole original cast of Star Trek, and Dr. McCoy passed away and Scotty passed away, so that litho went up. I mean, it's just a fact of life. Obviously, Mickey Mantle's autographs went up when he passed away. Obviously, someone's collecting, just like for art,
Right.
Sure. But this Betty Page thing was very dear to me because I actually read an article about her in the paper, and I approached the agency, and we made these great Betty Page cards. And there were only 100 of them, so we created value through scarcity. And that's what we did. Just so you know, we don't sell any of those cards. Those are again, it's like the Willy Wonka golden ticket. There was a chance in the pack of that product to
that it would be in there.
Right.
Now, what about all those cards that I see on eBay? Is that you? Are those other collectors?
That's collectors.
Those are our dealers and our collectors. We only sell the finished product. We don't sell any single cards. Actually, I take that back. We're starting an e-store, which is what a lot of the major manufacturers do, where there'll be exclusive cards that are just for consumers. But that won't be the products that are in the packs.
Is that e-store going to be attached to your website, or is it going to be an eBay store on eBay?
It's going to be an eBay store first, and then it'll be attached to our website. And what it'll be is it'll be exclusive cards just for the eBay.
Got a call. Call failed. Lost him.
Caller.
Hey, by the way, we'll ask the caller to call back.
Yeah, please call back.
It's weird that for once I'm trying to get us back on topic. We haven't talked about safety at all.
I know. Well, you know what? It's so interesting because Brian's here and everybody calls in, I'm sure, because they want to know about Benchwarmer.
Let me try again. Looks like they're here. Let me see if I can get them. Caller or not caller, you are on the air with Hottie Help. Hello? Yeah, that's not them. Here they go. Let me try it again.
Okay.
Let me try it again. Oh, to have a producer. All right, here we go. Caller, you're on the air with Hottie Help, Candace Kita, and Brian Wallace.
Hi, I just had a question for Brian. Actually, Brian, will you be making another Benchwarmer calendar for 2009?
Actually, we stopped making calendars, I'm sorry to say, because it was just too short of a shelf life for a calendar. The window to sell them was so small.
Okay.
Yeah, but I appreciate you supporting us, and I don't know what to say. I'm sorry we don't make calendars, but we're going to be making a lot of other great products.
Like what?
What about DVDs?
DVDs we are going to be making. We're going to be doing a behind-the-scenes collection of DVDs. We're trying to eventually do it where we're releasing DVDs once a month. And we just, at the party, we're doing a Benchwarmer infomercial.
Awesome.
Which was filmed, and part of the package on the infomercial will be a DVD and 10 packs and 50 different cards and an autographed photo. It's going to be that kind of thing.
All right, thank you, caller.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller. See, and I'm telling you, since Brian's here, nobody wants to talk about safety. Everybody's talking about the Benchwarmer.
Well, let's talk about red carpet safety, since Brian has had red carpet events, right? That makes
absolutely.
Sense. I don't understand. What do you need to be safe about on the red carpet?
Well, Brian, why don't you talk about, you get bodyguards and all that kind of stuff?
Well, the reason why I hired security when I go out with a group of the girls is it just makes sense. I mean, the security guys are professionals. I mean, even the toughest guy in the world, a UFC fighter, if he was going to go out with 7 beautiful women, he's only asking for trouble. I mean, and that's just the fact of life. And when you girls go out, the 3 of you, you might run into some trouble. It's
especially
a shame, especially at night. So if I'm going to go out to the toy drive, and I had my mom with me, we hired 3 professional security guards that were great. I mean, they just watch and make sure that nothing is going to happen.
Now, what about, because I know you guys go out, you do signings, and the girls come to, conventions, events, sports memorabilia stores for publicity purposes. So you make sure everybody is safe when you go to these events, and somebody is always there. And
yeah, I mean, we try our best. I mean, again, it's you never know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, yeah, we like you said, things are easier during the day. A big convention is there's so many people around, so you're automatically safer.
Right.
Than going out to a nightclub and parking your car down a back street and trying to walk to the red carpet. I think a lot of it is common sense.
Mm-hmm. Have you had any overzealous fans or people writing letters or Yeah,
we get tons of letters, and the girls get individual letters. I try to pass them on. But it was what I was saying to you before, is that these girls are so beautiful, and it's a natural primal urge for a man to want the girl, and
right, and thus your business,
right? But we're human beings, so we have to execute self-control,
right?
And there are laws, and that's the bottom line, and that's why if a man rapes somebody, he goes to jail. Mm-hmm. We're not animals, so even though we might feel that same urge, like I want her. You have to.
I know it's appropriate behavior and it's inappropriate behavior.
Exactly.
And you have to know when to draw the line.
There's gray areas, exactly.
Right. What appearances do you guys have coming up? Because don't you go a couple times?
We do Comic-Con, the National Sports Collectors Convention. We're trying to do more promotions in the stores, but the model, again, things are getting a little rough out there. So a lot of the stores are cutting back. A lot of the baseball card stores are going away because of the internet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of the baseball card shows and the brick and mortar stores have definitely been hurt by the internet.
And the sports memorabilia conventions and
one of my best friends owns a sports memorabilia store in Woodland Hills.
Uh-huh.
I'll give him a plug. It's Porky's.
Okay. Do you know where it is?
It's in Woodland Hills off of the on Ventura, actually, right down, probably not more than 10 miles from where we are right now.
Okay.
When I was in college, my friend used to sell his baseball cards to kids. And I would always ask him, why are you selling them to kids? And he goes, because they always believe the top value that's printed in the book.
Yeah, well, that's not ethical,
He was a college kid, though, but that's how he'd get his beer money. He would sell all his, and then they weren't like $1 million cards, but he would always sell them.
If you have a baseball card collection, it's like a pawn shop.
Right.
Like pawn, P-A-W-N.
Right.
There's negotiation.
Yeah, but the bottom line is these dealers have to make money, and they're going to carry the inventory. I mean, if you walk in with your collection to a retail store, you're probably not going to get more than 5% of the high value.
Right.
Like they're not going to sell it for the high value.
Yes.
Right.
So if the card is $100, it's really not worth $100. It's worth $100 to somebody. It might sell for $70 or whatever, and they have to lay out cash for it. And condition is an issue. Of
I was about to
which
say,
which is why they'll go to eBay and say, well, I'm not going to sell it to this dealer if I'm only going to get a percentage. They'll go to eBay, right, thinking that they'll make more money.
Exactly. And then of course volume. Like I have an old deal that I was just looking at that I'm going to probably sell at 3% of the Beckett Guide because it's. But
what's the Beckett Guide? That's the card.
Yeah, that's like the
Bible.
The monthly.
Are Benchwarmers in the Beckett Guide?
No, actually, that's another thing I'm working on is getting a price guide because now so many of our cards have legitimate value.
Right.
Which is really the thing I'm most proud of. So the two things I'm most proud of is obviously the fact that the beautiful girls love what I created and getting them